we entice anyone but ourselves to look at our family history binders? I think I might have an answer to that, or at least an idea that will help. And it begins with using a photo editing / management software package called Picasa. It's free. It also has a collage feature that I'd like to show off a bit as well on the second part of this. To begin with, let's start with our title page. You know, the page that you slip into the clear insert pocket in the front of your binders. There's a side pocket as well that needs to include the title, and I think it deserves some love as well. I've already picked out the digital paper that I'm going to use for my title page, so don't let digital scrapbook paper scare you off. I happen to have a digital kit from Becky Higgins that is used for her Project Life books, but you can really use almost any digital paper. Just remember that you want your family history binder to appeal to a wide audience, so keeping the backgrounds a little low-key is really a good thing. All right. I'm sure I've thrown a couple people off with the term digital scrapbook paper, but it's really easy to find, and there are even lots out there available for free. The nice thing about having digital scrapbook paper is that I can now use it over and over again, so buy once and use many times. I love it. Don't worry too much about this right now. I'll include a couple of links that are available about downloading digital scrapbook paper. It's easier than what you think. So let's get started on that title page. I know the name of the digital file that I want to use, so I can go ahead and type that in this little search box at the top right-hand part of my Picasa page. Again, I'm using a Becky Higgins digital kit called Heritage, which is from her Project Life website. I've already typed in BH_Heritage in my search box, and it has narrowed down all the available folders to the ones that contain BH and Heritage. And here we are with lots of different parts to the Heritage kit. I'm going to use the title page kit or section or folder, which is right here. And once I find my design that I want to use for it, I will just double click on it. So we'll move down here, and I've already picked out, this is the paper that I'd like to use. So I will double click on it, and now we have a closer view of it. But I want to now turn it into an 8.5 by 11 size so that I can have the perfect measurement to print out later on when it's done. Let's go over to the left side where your tools are and click on crop. We can then click on it. There we go. We can then click on the drop-down menu and pick 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, which it already has, but I'll show you. You can scroll down here with your cursor, and we're going to go ahead and pick again that 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Then move your cursor over to the picture of your paper. I'm going to start right here on the left-hand side. We're going to click with our left-hand side of our cursor and drag it all the way down to the right-hand side of that picture. Don't have to worry about it being perfect at this point because we can adjust it once it's been clicked and dragged. So we're going to let go of our cursor, and now we have the picture here in, this would be this light colored box would be the part of the picture that will show up on that 8.5 piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So once you let up on the cursor, you can adjust the crop easily by moving your cursor to the side of the crop box or the bottom until you see a double-edged arrow appear. As you can see down here, there's the double-edged arrow, and I can move it up or down. And you notice that it stays in the same 8.5 by 11 size or format. So I don't have to worry about that. And I can easily grab the right-hand side as well and move that. Again, it's just going to be adjusting to that 8.5 size paper. When you have that, just click and drag it. Let's see, clicking and dragging it in and out until you get the size that you want. So we've already done that. You can also click within the middle of your crop and move it up and down or across, move it around on the paper until you get it exactly the way you'd like it. Just fine. And And then we're going to go back over to the left toolbox and we're going to click on Apply. And that's going to apply the edit. And now we are left with the correct size for an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And this becomes now the background for our title page. And we're ready to type that title right on it. So we need to go back over here to our text within the left-hand toolbox. Okay. And once you have this edit text box come up, we're going to click anywhere on this piece of paper. You can see it's right down here. It says type anywhere in text. I'm going to click up here and I'm going to type the heading that I want. I usually keep it fairly simple, especially for this title page, and use something like maybe Kerr family or Max Julien, like I'm going to type in Max Julien. I'm going to hit return and type in 1927 to 2010. Okay, so let's go back over to the left side and we're going to click within the font box and scroll down. Fonts, a listing of fonts will appear. I can also go over to my, as long as I have one of these chosen, I haven't clicked on it, I'm just hovering over it, and I can use my down arrow key to now get to the font that I want, which again is that Agnes that I had up here before. I like that font for this. And once I click on it, then that's the font that's going to be applied. Do we want a different color? Well, yeah, I think we will. I think we'll use a red in this. So if I look over here to the left-hand side, this T is for your font, and it's showing you that the inside of this color will be black, and the outline of it, which is the second T, will be black as well. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's go in here. Once you see that I'm hovering over this circle, it brings a little eyedropper in. If I click and hold, it brings down colors, and I can move the colors within the rainbow, or in this case, I already have a red picked out. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over that color, and then I'm going to let go, and that chooses my color. All right, and now, if I want to change the size of it, I just simply have to come over here and hover over my title again. And you see this little box appears, and that's where we can make the adjustments. Also, if you notice, there's a little handle over here that has a button. And once I move my cursor over it, then I can grab it, and I can move it larger or smaller. Okay? And I'm going to put it just about this size. Now, in order to move it, do you see where now my cursor turns into a four-pronged cross or four-pronged arrow? I can now move it around on my page wherever I like it. And I'm going to put it right about here. Okay. Now, if I click anywhere outside of this box, it takes away my editing box and shows me what it's going to look at. If I want to make any changes, I just go up and click within the text area and it brings up this box again. And you can make any adjustments that you want. Now, if I like it, which I do, I need to go over here back in the left-hand box and click Apply. And it will change all the different things that I've added to this and make them permanent on this page. Of course, you can always do undos. Go back into text, and you could clear all, cancel. Everything can always be undone. For our use right now, it's kind of permanent for printing purposes, right? It's not going to go away when we choose to print. Okay, so at this point, we've got our title page, and we can choose print from the options here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and hit print. And it takes you to a new screen with the title page by itself. On the left-hand side, we're going to choose full page from the print layout options, which is over here. We've got all these different things to work with. But remember, we're going to print this out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I'm going to hit full page. And I think it's also very important to hit the shrink to fit, because otherwise it might take off some of the edges around your photo or around your title page or your picture. And this way it will look, as long as you have shrink to fit, it will look exactly like you just left it within the editing section of your program. And now we can go down and go and print. So while it's printing, we're going to do a little bit of magic. We're going to go ahead and hit print again with your title page selected, and then we're going to choose wallet size in the print layout box. Make sure the shrink to fit is chosen again and click on print. Before we do that, if you notice here, we have a very small picture of that title page. And this is printing on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So what does that do? Yep, we're going to go ahead and print that. And what that's going to give us is now we have the little side title that we can cut out using scissors, and then we can place that within our binder. And now we have both the top page and we have a side title page as well. You might have to do some trimming, but I don't think you're going to have to do much. Now you can take those title sheets and insert them into your family history binders and see if it doesn't already look a little bit more inviting. Join me in the second video that is yet to come and make your pictures into a beautiful presentation. It's all a part of trying to bring your binders into a format that they just look beautiful and inviting for people to want to look at them. Thank you.